Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
The West Fargo Public School District says it may embrace a pre-kindergarten program by the fall of next year. In a memo, the school board says in the 2018-2019 school year, it may be able to accommodate up to 120 preschool students. The board will unveil tentative plans at Monday night's board meeting. Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz has our story.
Linda Sakrismo directs a private daycare. She says a decent pre-K education can come from home, a private or public school, but interaction is needed for a child to learn the culture.
Academics can come naturally, and a lot of families know that children need to have those academics. It's the social skills that are generally lacking by the time children get to formulary school, or the kindergarten, the first grade, things like that.
Those social skills may be especially needed in West Fargo, where Lutheran Social Services says 21 kids from ages 0 through 5 resettled from a foreign country this year alone. According to the North Dakota Department of Instruction's Office of Indian and Multicultural Education, a good pre-K program is also important for students who need to learn English before entering kindergarten.
For any child who is learning another language, it's best to learn that language as young as they can. Research shows that earlier development of language is easier and more effective for children.
That's why private daycare director Sakrismo says the possibility of West Fargo starting a public pre-K program could be useful. But
in our area, you have a lot of home providers and centers that can do those kinds of things, so it's going to hurt our programs. But it's still needed. So however we need to get to those children, we need to get to those children.
In its memo, the West Fargo School Board lists 5 potential funding sources. But legislator Al Carlson says they won't be getting any money from the state.
Over the last couple sessions, there's been a lot of discussion on pre-K and whether or not the state should fully fund pre-K all across the state. And there were a lot of issues with that, where they had space for the ability to get staff and all those things. So we made it a local option, and if the people of West Fargo want to vote that they pay that would not be funded by state dollars. It would be funded by West Fargo dollars.
In Fargo, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
West Fargo Public Schools was not available to speak at length about the plans, but we're told there won't be any vote or decisions made when board members discuss the idea at Monday night's school board meeting. It is information only. Fargo Public Schools is recommending some big changes for Discovery Middle School as they plan for more students in the coming years. Valley News Team's Giovanna Simic is live in the studio with more. Giovanna?
Andrea, at their last board meeting, the Planning Committee discussed the scope, cost estimates, and funding options for an expansion at Discovery Middle School in Fargo. Their assessment for the project focuses on 3 things: facility upgrades, additional space to accommodate growth, and remodeling the existing space. A memo from the school board says they should plan to accommodate up to 1,100 more students. Here's a look at the proposed renovations. The areas in blue show where they hope to install upgrades, including adding security to entrances, adding a wrestling and multi-purpose area, along with space for music rehearsal. The expansion will also mean some changes to the existing building, with heating and PA systems needing to be upgraded. They'll also be making improvements to the bus loop for increased traffic, a problem that we reported on in 2016. The total cost for the new construction and updates is estimated at more than $16 million. Andrea?
All right, thank you, Giovanna. Fargo Public Schools will meet on Tuesday to discuss what action they'll take. Some areas made it into the 30s today. Not bad, but it's going to be a cold one overnight. Hutch, meaning a cold start to tailgating tomorrow morning, too, right?
That's indeed the case. And as we take a look at the Skycam right now, some low clouds drifting over the FM area and the radar showing a little bit of snow as well. Temperatures falling into the teens in northwest portions of Minnesota, holding on to low 20s in eastern North Dakota. Winds have been gusting this evening over 30 miles per hour. That continues from Roseau south through the Fergus Falls area. 21-mile-per-hour north winds in Fargo. And look what is just north of us in Norman County and much of Polk County in the Crookston area. And where there isn't snow falling from the sky, northwest Minnesota seeing also blowing and drifting snow, reducing some visibilities just a little bit. So take it easy if you're traveling late tonight or early in the morning. Here is your tailgating forecast. Temperatures in Fargo for the morning hours will be in the teens, but it will have A wind chill of around 0 to 5 above out there, so bundle up. But it looks like the wind quiets down for the afternoon. As the game is letting out, we'll have temperatures in the low 20s. So no 30s tomorrow, seasonable weather. But we do have some warm weather to talk about this weekend. I'll have all those details in just a few moments.
All right, thank you, Hutch.
You bet.
3 people are facing charges after authorities find a meth lab inside an apartment in East Grand Forks. James Sackett, Sonia Barbier, and Joshua Roadbush were arrested and confessed to being involved in buying items to manufacture meth. While searching, officers began experiencing irritation to their eyes, nose, and lungs, and also noticed a strange odor in the apartment before finding that meth lab in a back bedroom. The apartment and 2 other units were evacuated as the meth lab was safely dismantled and removed. Is there a serial dog nabber in the Northern Valley? One whistleblower thinks so. A woman in Gully, Minnesota says she suspects 2 of her dogs were stolen by someone creeping by her house. Local sheriff's officials say they only have 1 other case of suspected pet theft. But PAWS, a nonprofit animal group, says pet theft is on the rise. The Facebook post created by our whistleblower has over 20,000 shares. She's hoping it'll help bring her dogs back.
I mean, if they're dead, I want closure. I don't feel in my heart they're dead. I feel that they're out there somewhere. And I just need one person to call me and tell me what happened. Or give me a road to go down to find them, because I need them to come home.
For the full story, go to valleynewslive.com. And this story came to us through our whistleblower hotline. So if you need help with a serious issue in your community, call us at 237-6576 and leave your tip. We'll do our best to get to the bottom of it.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Oh, from the great goodness. North Pole.
Yes.
Oh,
can we bring some goodies in?
Christmas came early for some area families. The Dudley family was one of many to receive a generous gift donation from a local nonprofit in Fargo. The Great North Pole collected gifts for families who won't have much to put under the Christmas tree and spent part of the day hand delivering them. For the Dudleys, it was a great way to get them into the holiday spirit. And even Yondel, one of the grandkids, made sure the boxes got where they needed to go.
I was scared. I was worried. We were behind on rent. We were going to be evicted. And yeah, it was scary for a while there.
The Great North Pole delivered gifts to 286 families in Cass and Clay counties, and they hope to double that number next year. Wildfires continue to roar through Southern California, with more and more people being ordered to leave immediately. That's later on Valley News Live at 10. But first, remember all those warnings not to look at the eclipse? Well, one woman did anyway, and it damaged her eyes. Her story is next.